Today on my channel, we are going to be talking about the top 10 best beauty items that I have used for the year of 2023. Now, that does not necessarily mean they are new items that just came out in 2023. They might be items that had already been out. They might be new items. They may be items that I just tried for the first time in 2023, or they may be items that I found a new love for. Now, a lot of times if you are interested in finding out what my favorite items are, I do about once a quarter, once every 3 months, do a whole video all about my empties, products I've used up, what I love about them, if I have repurchased them, if I would or would not repurchase them again, and if so, why not? So I do have a recent video all about that if you are interested. Now, I will say most times there are beauty items, meaning makeup items in that. However, primarily it is skincare, hair care, supplements, and then some makeup in through there as well. Through the year of 2023, there has been more makeup items in that because I have been finding the items that work for me and continuously repurchasing and going back to those items versus buying so many different items, trying them out. Either I like them or I don't. When I am finding something that works for my now 50-year-old skin, I am sticking with it and I am enjoying it. So first I want to talk to you about kind of two foundations. One is a tinted SPF and one is a true foundation. I'm going to start with the Color Science. It is called the Color Science Sunforgettable Total Protection Face Shield Flex SPF 50 Tinted SPF. I do get this in the color medium. As I mentioned in my empties, this one does frequently make my empties because of the fact that I use this, I would say, out of 7 days in a week, I am using this 5 to 6 days of the week. And generally what that is, I use this instead of a foundation. It keeps my skin more hydrated. It gives me that SPF. It gives a little bit of a tint. It doesn't give as much of a full made up look or a full foundation look. It does even out your skin tone. I do have a whole get ready with me video that I use this in. I have changed up my products in my get ready with me. That's my kind of everyday get ready with me. Fairly recently, I would say in the last 3 to 4 months, I have changed that up slightly. So I will do a new one of that. But this is my everyday go-to must-have item. I purchase it through either Amazon or I purchase it through Derm Store, depending on who can get it to me the quickest and how much I have left in it. One of these does last a good amount of time. I think it lasts me about a month and a half, 2 months, and that's using it every single day. I do also apply it with a damp beauty blender. That is what I have found works the best. You can also apply it with your fingers. The only thing I don't suggest is applying it with a brush. Now, as far as actual foundation that I use, I will say there are quite a few that I used through the year of 2023. However, I'm kind of finding that I don't want as thick or as heavy of a coverage. I want a lighter coverage, a more natural look to it. And with that, I have gone back to this many times. I have not yet ever used a full one of it up, but I will say that this is more my, I would say, fall, definitely winter, and in through spring color. Summer, I kind of have to mix it up a little bit more, but I really do love this. The paler I am, I do find that the heavier foundations make my skin look more cakey and crepey. So I do want a thinner foundation when I am paler like you're seeing now. This I do have on today. I have it on in the color BR22. This foundation is the Chanel Less Beige, and it is the Healthy Glow Foundation for hydration and long wear. I love this. I'm really enjoying it. I do apply this as well with a makeup sponge, a damp beauty blender makeup sponge. However, I have tried it with a brush as well. It works well. I don't tend to apply a foundation with my fingers, so I haven't tried that because it's just not my way of doing things. But this foundation is beautiful. The coverage is very, very nice, but it still gives that healthy, pretty glow to your skin. and it just really makes your skin look radiant and looks like your skin but better, which is what I look for in these products. Now I will say for the next item is I went back to this. I had a dislike for this for many, many, many years. Didn't like it, felt like it was too cakey, didn't work for me. And that was because I was applying it wrong. I was applying it with a brush, I was applying it with the finger. I have found that this product for me works best with that same damp beauty blender makeup sponge, whatever kind you like. I gravitate towards the Real Techniques makeup sponge. That one just seems to work the best for me. It's inexpensive. I don't feel bad replacing it. Now, this concealer is the Tarte Shape Tape. I think the key with this is that I never had the right color. I now use the color Light Medium Honey, and I used to use a different color. It didn't have the right undertone for my skin. Now I use this under my eyes, and I also use this when I am, especially during the day, using that tinted SPF, but I still have some areas that might need a little bit more coverage than that tinted SPF. I have a lot of pigmentation in through my jawline and then in through the center of my forehead. So I tend to use this after the tinted SPF in that area, a little bit under my eyes, and then I use it on my kind of above, my jawline's more down here. So it's right above my jawline in through here, which helps a little bit with both kind of giving me a little bit of a contour and some dimension, but also helps with that pigmentation I have in through here. So this is an item that has been around for quite some time, and I, as I mentioned, did not like it at all, and I have found a new love for it. Now, I will say, again, the last few empty videos that I have done previously, this has been a part of because I use it every single day. Now, the fact that I have gone through, again, a concealer is mind-blowing. I used to have so many different ones, and I would bounce from one to another. I would like one for a while, then I'd switch to another. This one has been my everyday for, I would say, at least 10 months of this year. That is really impressive. Next, I'm going to talk about powders. Now, I have two different powders because similar to the tinted SPF in the foundation or my base, I use different things for different reasons. Now, as I mentioned, the tinted SPF isn't giving me, it's giving me coverage, but it's not always giving me enough coverage, as I mentioned with doing that concealer. And I have learned that I like a nice mineral powder to set that tinted SPF. The tinted SPF on its own, when like in the summertime, I'm fine to use it on the beach and not put anything to set it. But during the days that I am just more having a regular day, I do like to set that. And what I like to set that with is the MAC, and it is, I used to call it the MSF Natural, which I think was the Mineralized Skin Finish Natural. And now they have the full name. It is called the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. Now, most months, fall, winter, spring, similar to the foundation, I would use this in the color medium. In the summer, I use this in the color medium plus. Medium plus is just a tint darker. I can't go much darker than that, but this itself, and actually if you can see this right here, is this one is down to the pan. I already have a backup of this ready to go. This is the powder that I use on a daily basis when I am doing my tinted SPF with my Tarte concealer, and then I set everything with this. Now this gives me a little bit extra of coverage, but it's not anything crazy. I can use it under my eyes. I just brush it all over my face, and it sets everything so it stays for the full day. But that mineral powder gives it a beautiful, healthy glow to it. It doesn't look too matte or too just flat. It really still keeps the dimension, and it just has a beautiful finish to it. Now, I do also want to mention with MAC products, I do not have good luck with their foundations and their skin products. Typically, they break me out. However, their powders I do great with. The Mineralized Skin Finish, the Studio Fix back in the day I used to use, they have a translucent powder I'm fine with. But this is my everyday. I went back to it, I would say, in the spring of last year, and I don't regret it. I use it every single day, and I will keep using it. Now, I do have additional powder I'm going to show you guys, but first, As I mentioned, I use that powder to set my entire face and my tinted SPF. With that, I have found over the last year this brush. Now, I had always had the larger kind of puffy powder brush with the smaller tapered side to it for many years, and I really liked it, but it never really was like a, oh my gosh. And I had seen someone talking about this, and this is, I think it's called the Vanish dual-sided brush. And this brush actually has a little tapered side to it, and then it has more of a flat kind of buffing side. I use this in that powder. I go up under my eyes with the more tapered side. I go around my nose and through the center with this, and then I flip it onto that more buffing side, and I do around my mouth. I do those same areas where I had put the concealer, and then I finish up with my forehead. And this brush is just a little bit more compact, a little bit more dense. It is so great, especially for a mineral powder, because you're kind of buffing that in a little bit. This brush is a top favorite of the whole year. Now, you can buy this as an individual, and I actually was considering buying a second one. And then during the holidays, there was a sale going on, and I picked up this Hourglass set. I don't think it's on sale any longer, but I wanted to show you guys this. Oh, perfect. I don't remember if this came in here, if this is mine. However, this is that brush that I was mentioning that's the more fluffier version of that, the dual-sided one. You can see the differences between them right here, how much this one is much fluffier. Even on the tapered side, the difference of the fluffiness, and then your big powder brush side. Now, I do love this for setting powder, but more of a loose powder. This is great for that mineralized one that I'm using. So just to show you this set, it actually comes with that brush that I was talking about, comes with the foundation brush, and then some additional brushes in there as well. This is a great set. I have been using it when I'm traveling, which is perfect. And I think I added that fluffier version in. It's just magnetic closure. It just sits like this. It is a great, great, great set. It is on the pricier side, so I would suggest keeping an eye out for when it's on sale. Now, as I mentioned, I had said that I also had a loose powder that I was using. So when I am using the Chanel Les Beige foundation, I do have a bit more coverage than with the tinted SPF. So I don't feel the need to use a mineral powder to set that, but I do want a loose powder. Now this year I heard about this everywhere, and it's called the Givenchy, and it's the Prisme Libre, and I'm probably butchering that name. I got it in the color number 3, Violet Rose. And the reason that this powder is supposedly so great is it actually has 4 different quadrants in it, and it has different shades. It kind of reminds me of a crushed version of the Guerlain Meteorites Pearls. If you are an OGer, you remember those. I still have a set of them. But this powder is much finer. The only downside, there is no easy way to just get a little bit out. It does come with a puff, which you can leave in there. I find that makes an even bigger mess than if I just leave it like this and use a powder brush and use whatever is in the top of it. This is what I have on today, along with that Chanel Les Beige to set my foundation. It is very light. It feels so nice on your skin. It makes your pores look like they are disappearing, and it just gives such a beautiful balanced finish to it. Takes the shine away, but not too matte either. It is just absolutely stunning. These colors are definitely in the light pink kind of family. I definitely have more pink to my skin, so this actually works for me. The number 2 is kind of a comparable one to this, but if you don't have pink in your skin, I think that's the one you go to, if I remember correctly. They do have a wide selection though, and this powder is just, it is a splurge, but it is absolutely stunning. Next up on my list of favorites is the Laura Geller Baked Bronze and Brighten in the color Fair. Now, again, this one is at the end of its life. However, I will say that I use the Fair even in the summer when I have a good amount of color to my skin. The thing I love about these is they don't have a shimmer to them. No reflective properties, which I personally like in a bronzer or a contour. I want to add a highlight where I want it. I don't want it in my bronzer. Also, the fact that, as I mentioned, I have a pink undertone to my skin, and these have a little bit of a swirl of a pink going through them. This is the Fair one. They do go through a variance of different colors. I have thought Laura Geller is a great product for so many years. I used to actually, I might have to look and see if I have one of their Balance and Brighten kind of like MSFs or mineral skin finish type products. But this is just a beautiful one. I do already have a backup of this ready to go because this is at the end of its life. However, at this moment in time in the winter and how pale I am, I do not tend to use a bronzer because I find when I use a bronzer in the winter, because I am so pale, my neck and chest are a different color. It doesn't blend well. It makes my hands look like a totally different color than the rest of my face. And it just looks a little bit over made up for me. So I prefer to use blushes more so in the winter time, and this is going to be sitting there waiting for the spring when it starts to get nicer out. But if you are looking for a good bronzer, this one is a great one. I do usually purchase this through Amazon. It's just quick, easy. I'm sure you can buy direct. They don't sell it at Ulta anymore. That used to be where I get it. Then I'm going to talk to you guys about, I have used up so many of these through the year. This is the Tarte Blush Tape. It is a liquid blush. I get this in the color Berry, which is a brighter color. This packaging is very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury blush. They have a highlighter, they have a bronzer, and it's not the best packaging. I'm going to be honest about that part. So it's a sponge tip, which is great because you can put a couple little dots on. But the problem is you don't ever use what squeezes up into this little dome applicator. And so there's always a little bit extra. And when you put the lid on, it gets stuck in the lid. It gets all over this part. And you are supposed to turn this each time you use that. Now I have to keep a towel close because when you turn it, you end up with the blush on your hands because it had gotten in through here. I have tried closing it and turning it before I put the lid on. I've tried it both ways. I tried it after. No matter what you do, you end up with a bit of a mess with this. It is great because you get all of the product out of it. I've never had an issue with that. Each tube does last a good amount of time. This one is getting towards the end, as you can see. However, I do love the look of this. It does have a slight bit of a reflective property, nothing too crazy, but it's a beautiful bright pink that makes you look very alive, awake, healthy, and it just really does such a great job of staying all day. I will say that I am testing out a different product. I am using one from Rare Beauty, so we'll see how that compares. But as for right now, I used quite a few of these up throughout the year. I use this year round as well, by the way. Even in the summer, it just gives a beautiful flush to your skin. Rounding it up, I wanted to talk to you about an eyeliner. I have used this eyeliner for, I want to say 3 or 4 years. I don't think I've purchased another eyeliner since I started using this one. And it's from a brand, oh gosh, this one is so sharpened down. I think it's called Wonder 2 Beauty, and it's like the Super Stay Liner. I do get it in the brown color. I use this every single day on my waterline. I tight line with this. I just take it up under onto my waterline. It makes my lashes look longer. It makes your eyelashes look fuller, and it stays. How many times have we put an eyeliner on our waterline and within moments it is down on that bottom waterline? It makes your eyes look dark. I wanted something that I could just put on that top line. It would stay there and it would help to open my eyes and lift them up with making my lashes look fuller and longer and not transferring down below. This is so good. I just ordered another one. I think the last one I got was $11 on Amazon. Again, this is another Amazon product, and I don't even know where else you could buy it other than there. It is so good. If you tight line or use eyeliner on your waterline, it's great on your lash line too, or anywhere else you want it, but I specifically love it for the waterline because it does not transfer, budge, move, anything. It is that good. The last item, or my 10th item that I'm going to talk to you about, is a combination of 3 things in one to get the results that I want to tell you about. And this is about my lashes. Not only does the tight lining help with making my lashes look fuller and longer, but I have found 3 products that I have been using One product I've been using for probably 3 years. The other two I found within this last year. And since I've started using these three together, I cannot say how different my lashes are and how much I love them. So the item first that I have been using for about 3 years, and I genuinely do love the results of them, is the new Lash Serum. I have tried so many lash serums, guys. So many different ones. This is the only one that doesn't irritate my eyes. It doesn't have any burning sensation. It is so easy to use. It doesn't run out quickly. It doesn't dry out. A tube of this lasts me about 6 months, using it every single night. Now, I tend to buy it when it is on sale. Nordstrom always has a 2-pack of them for the price of 1 tube. So instead of it being $100 a tube, that's 2 tubes for $100 for a year. So 365 days for $100. Yes, I will take that. So good. The best lash serum I have tried. My lashes look great. I had always liked them. I had tried all different mascaras and played around, and I found a combination of 2 products that work for me, and I will not stray from them because I love it that much. If you've been around here for any period of time, you have heard me talk about this. You have seen this in my empties, and you are already going, yep, I've tried it. The amount of messages that I have gotten saying, okay, I tried the mascara or the lash serum and I loved it, but then I added in this and I can't believe that I waited that long to add this in. This is the Urban Decay Subversion Lash Primer. This lash primer, you guys might be saying, I've tried a lash primer before. So had I. I had tried all of them, Lancome, Dior, like all of them. And this one is different. It is so good. It also has a strengthening property in it. So not only are you doing a lash serum at night, which is strengthening your lashes, but this is on your lashes during the day as well. It separates them out. It is white in color, and it is a natural bristled brush. You separate the lashes out with this. I do one eye, I do the other. I let it dry. I put my lip stuff on, maybe 10, 15 seconds. And then I go in with the Tartelette Tubing Mascara. Now this is a plastic bristle brush that tapers down. It is mind-blowing how good this mascara is, guys. It is amazing. A tube of both of these. I use both of them every single day, and it will last me easily 3 months, if not 4 months. Now this mascara is a tubing mascara. So what does that mean? It creates a little tube around each lash and lengthens them and then dries on. So it is water resistant, it is flake resistant, it doesn't smudge, it has no issues whatsoever, and I have tried so many. And I know there are new mascaras always coming out, but I am not even tempted. It is that good. So good. I cannot say enough good things. Now I will say how I remove it, just because I'm sure there are going to be questions about that, is I actually take the Colleen Rothschild Cleansing Balm. I get about a quarter size on my fingers. I rub it together and I just actually hold my fingers over my eyes and then I wipe out slowly, and I keep doing that a couple times. The cleansing balm is not going to irritate your skin. I actually use it and open my eyes up and go up under my tight line too, because that eyeliner stays so well. And then I use a microfiber cloth and I just hold it on there and do that same thing. And then I go up and do the same thing, and it removes every bit of it. But this trio together, I'm telling you guys, those of you that have tried it know something about it is just that good, that if you are somebody like me, I used to put on false lashes almost every day. I've had lash extensions, I've had tints, I've had lifts, I've done the ones that you can do at home, the Lashify, I think it is, that stay for a week. I've tried them all. When I started doing these three, I felt no need for any of that anymore. I'm telling you guys, so good, so well worth it. Give it a try. Let me know. You will not regret it. I have not had one person ever say to me, that didn't work out for me. Every person that has told me that they have tried it has been like, I can't believe I waited that long to try this. Even if you only do anything, try these two together. It's crazy good. So those are my 10 favorite beauty items from the year of 2023. Next week, I will be doing a top 10 fashion items of 2023. And then I will be getting back into how I am styling my winter capsule wardrobe. I already did a whole video specifically about how to style straight leg jeans, which was the most requested one that you guys had asked for. And if you have a specific one you would like to see me style, coming up, I have thoughts on wide leg pants, I have skinny jeans, and I have more of your 90s style jeans. Let me know what you would like to see next, and I will work on that for my fashion videos. And if you have any questions on any of the products that I talked about here, I have been using them tried and true for quite some time. So please let me know down below and I will get back to you, and have a great weekend.